Power is a force that bends the world to its will. Some seek it, some fear it, and a rare few master it. But true power, true unshakable power, is not given. It is not inherited. It is forged in the fire of adversity. To master power, one must first understand its nature. Power is not loud. It does not scream. It does not beg for attention. Power is silent, calculated, relentless. It moves in shadows, shaping destiny long before the world takes notice. Weakness is not the absence of strength, it is the failure to recognize one's own potential. Many believe power comes from privilege, from position, from wealth. But true power does not reside in the hands of the fortunate, it belongs to those who refuse to be broken. Pain is a crucible. It refines. It purifies. The weak crumble beneath its weight. The strong rise. And the masters? They embrace it. They mold it into a weapon, a shield, a lesson. To conquer, one must first endure. The body may be restrained, but the mind is limitless. No prison can hold a spirit that refuses to kneel. No chains can bind a soul that has already broken free. There are those who will stand in your way, believing they control the world, believing they dictate your fate. But the one who masters power knows a secret. No one controls you unless you allow it. No one holds dominion over you unless you surrender. But understand, this power without discipline is destruction. A fire that rages without control will consume everything, including the one who wields it. Mastery is not just about strength, it is about restraint. A fool lashes out in anger. A master waits, watches, and strikes with precision. Those who crave power often become its slaves. They chase dominance, only to be dominated by their own hunger. But those who master it, they use power as a tool, not as a crutch. Control is the key. Control over your emotions, control over your desires, control over the chaos that seeks to pull you under. Many have risen with power, but only the few who control it have endured. Ask yourself, are you merely strong? Or are you in command? Do you act out of impulse, or do you bend the world to your will? Fear is a weapon, but only if you know how to wield it. A man who is feared is powerful, but a man who commands respect is untouchable. The difference? Fear fades, respect endures. And yet, the final lesson is this: power is not an end, but a beginning. Mastery is not about having control over others, but over yourself. A king is not truly powerful because he sits on the throne. He is powerful because he knows he can stand without it. You will be tested. You will be challenged. There will be moments when the weight of the world presses down on you, demanding that you kneel. But those who have mastered power never bow. But remember, power is a paradox. It is both a burden and a gift, a curse and a blessing. It is not merely about taking, but about knowing when to withhold. The greatest warriors do not strike first, they make their enemies strike out of desperation. The strongest minds do not speak often, they listen, they learn, they let silence make their presence known. The weak believe power is about dominance. They believe it is about bending others to their will. But a true master of power understands that control over others means nothing if you do not first have control over yourself. You must train the mind as one trains the body. Sharpen your thoughts like a blade, carve away fear, doubt, and hesitation. When you walk into a room, your power should be felt, not spoken. When you speak, your words should command not just attention, but action. There will be those who challenge you. There will be those who seek to break you. They will whisper lies, tell you that you are not strong enough, not worthy enough. Let them talk. Let them believe in their own illusions. Because when the time comes, when the moment demands it, you will show them what true mastery looks like. Power is not something you wait for. It is not something given. It is something you take, something you earn. But the difference between a tyrant and a master is wisdom. A tyrant wields power like a hammer, striking down all who stand in his way. But a master does not need to strike. A master lets the world move to his rhythm, shaping reality with nothing more than presence, purpose, and precision. So I ask you, will you be ruled, or will you rise? Will you follow the path of the many, or will you carve your own destiny? Power is not for the reckless. It is for the relentless. And those who truly master it never fall. They do not waver. They do not kneel. They stand unshaken, unbreakable, unstoppable. But power in its highest form is not just about standing unshaken. It is about knowing when to move, when to adapt, when to strike. Stagnation is the enemy of mastery. The world is ever changing, and those who cling to the past, to old ways, to outdated beliefs, will be swept away like dust in the wind. A true master of power is not rigid but fluid. Like a storm, they can be silent and unseen, building in the distance, waiting. And when the time is right, they unleash their force with precision, not reckless destruction. Understand, this patience is not weakness. Restraint is not fear. To wait for the perfect moment is not to hesitate, but to prepare. The greatest warriors, the greatest leaders, the greatest minds, they do not act because they must. They act because they choose to. The world is full of those who lash out blindly, who react instead of respond, who mistake loudness for strength. They burn bright, but they burn fast. Their power is fleeting because it is unrefined, uncontrolled. But you are not like them. You will not be another flame that flickers and dies. You will be the force that reshapes the landscape, the presence that cannot be ignored, the will that bends reality itself. And yet, the greatest mastery of all is knowing when power is best left unshown. The sharpest blade is not the one constantly drawn, but the one kept hidden until the moment demands it. Control yourself, and you control the world. Master your own mind, and no force, no person, no circumstance can ever dictate your fate. So again, I ask you, are you ready? Are you ready to rise, to command, to shape destiny instead of being shaped by it? Because power is not something you chase. It is not something you beg for. It is something you become. And those who truly become it never fall. They do not break. They do not bow. They conquer. Like, comment, and subscribe.